Hey, Steve. Morning. Steve. Hey.
Good morning.
Are you in a hurry?
No, I'm not in a hurry.
Wait a minute, you are?
Yeah.
All right. Informed jury stuff? Or?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Citizen's Guide to a Jury Duty that tells you that you got more power than the president while you sit on the jury. Today, we're going into court to do the motions to take and find out who the informant was and before the law come up with all this stuff. So wish us luck.
Thank you.
Hi. Today was court day, and it's after court, and when it come our turn, they dismissed all charges. And I think the reason they dismissed them is because we were filing 3 different motions that I really don't understand them, but it was to do with getting the informant information and all the anything to do with the case, period. You know, but they dismissed them. Whether they bring them back, I don't know, but we think not. But Gina will tell you about the motions. She's good at this stuff.
Hi. We filed the motions ourselves. I've done quite a bit of research on this, and we filed a motion for discovery pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 15A-903. This allows for statements made by the defendant or any co-defendant, any witness in the case, any statements that was made to the police officers during the investigation. Allows us to have access to pictures, notes, files, records, tapes, tape recordings, all of that. We also filed a motion to compel investigating officers to turn over all information relating to the investigation of this case to the prosecutors so that the informant could be charged, since it was quite obvious that the informant had lied in this case. We wanted all the information, and we're going to push for that charge. You know, it's a felony to lie to get someone arrested, and if they get a warrant based on that lie, that's a felony charge. We also filed a motion to reveal deals or concessions pursuant to the United States Constitution and the North Carolina State Constitution. We filed this, which enables us to have access to any deals or concessions, special privileges, anything they allowed anybody else in this case, whether they plan to call that person for a witness or not. And we think this may have helped, but also we feel that we don't, we're not afraid of a jury trial, and the jury in Polk County are mostly your average, everyday, good citizens, and we don't believe that they want their tax monies wasted arresting patients, nor their caregivers.
You know, because the informant and the warrant was so far off, it was such a lie, is the reason it may go away. But until another month or 2 passes by, then I'll know for sure whether it's gone away. But either way, we have faith in the truth. And I think that if you just tell the jury the truth, and the truth is on our side, we'll be all right. We're going to win this. We've been here before. She just got her papers back from Social Security, and they had talked to all the doctors, and they acknowledged her use of marijuana. So she went on television and smoked marijuana, and I asked her, we had some little pot plants in a little bucket, and I wanted to throw them out, and she said, no, I'm going to prove my right, and that's how we got busted. Proving her right.
Proving my right.
Pain and severe muscle spasms had her taking 6 different medications every day.
I couldn't remember from one day to the next what I did. I couldn't balance my checkbook. I couldn't function.
4 years ago, it was suggested she try marijuana to help alleviate pain and relieve spasms. She began smoking marijuana, stopped taking all prescription medications and claims it's the only thing that works.
It helped so dramatically that I flushed all the pills down the commode. And I've relied on nothing since 1991.
Jean is listed as 95% disabled. This week, the Social Security Administration approved her use of marijuana under their experimental drug therapy policy. So even though the government has okayed Mrs. Marlowe to use marijuana, finding a legal source of it is a different story. Most pharmacies will not carry it, and most doctors across the state will not prescribe it. So for the time being, she will continue to count on her illegal ways of obtaining the drug. In Polk County, Tracy Martin, News Channel 7.
There's where it talks about how my doctor went to a cancer specialist and tried to get it for me. Had to get me a prescription, but I didn't qualify because I wasn't terminal. I get to live with this. Isn't that nice? That's me and Roxy in the newspaper. 96, right after my arrest. That's where they dismissed the charges.
Yeah, in district court.
Normal talked about it. There's the paper where I sued the sheriff's department. Made them mad, and so they indicted me.
And here's where the county commissioners barred me.
From the second
yeah,
rally.
Told me I couldn't go to a political rally because they thought I'd smoked marijuana on the courthouse lawn the year before.
Told he can't attend the courthouse rally. That's where you went to the board to ask them to rescind that order.
And they told me that I couldn't step on the courthouse lawn, but I could.
That's where you went to the rally and lit up anyway.
Yeah, and I wore signs saying I am no criminal, and that county council said I couldn't come on the courthouse lawn.
And he asked them could he wear a sign. They said they didn't care what he wore, so he wore the sign. That's where the sheriff charged us.
Trespassing. But now, the local law, the Columbus Police refused to arrest us this year and made the sheriff's department do it. Because they didn't think we'd broke no law.
That's where we threatened to sue them.
For our violations, yeah.
For our rights violation. There's where the jury found you not guilty.
Yeah.
In October 17th, 1995, and then that's when they dropped our charges for trespassing. They kind of shot their charges in the butt, didn't it? That's where we was invited down to Florida to speak at rallies. And, that's the letters to the editor. That's where we were pushing for the legalization of medical marijuana. That's where Steve got his permit to have the third rally after they told him he couldn't go to the second one. That's where they offered us the American Cannabis Society, and we didn't do it because we wanted to focus totally on medicine. That's where we went to the commissioners and asked for a resolution to make medical marijuana low priority. The investigation and arrest of individuals involved with the medical use of marijuana should be a low priority for the county of Polk. They wouldn't even hear it. That's where we founded the Grassroots Association for Medical Marijuana. That's from our third rally, where I grow it for my family and nobody else. As long as smokers are not hurting anyone else in their actions, what business is it of the government's? We're adults and not children. We don't need a big brother telling us what to do. There was a pot rally. It was quiet and a small turnout. It rained it out, but it played on the religious station, didn't it?
Yeah, the amplifiers actually across the road was the church, and the amplifier, the music was actually going out over the church radio station. They complained about it, but there's nothing to be done about it.